Yeah.
You know, you're saying that, and then out of the corner of your eye, Craig is literally wearing a loincloth, and he's fucking ham-boned at 10 in the morning on whiskey, and he's got a sword hacking my neighbor's rose bushes to pieces. And then the cops come, and I've got to tell them, oh, no, it's fine.
It's fine. This is normal.
Nothing to see. Don't worry about it.
Move on.
It's all good here.
Carry on, officer.
It's that day of the year.
Yeah.
Does this look good?
I'm sorry.
Am I looking good?
It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah,
it
you
makes
liking
me really wish I had hair.
Yeah.
You got face hair.
Yes, I do. I do.
Yes, he does. Yeah, it looks like one of those like basmati trees. You know what I mean? Your hair, like those fucking trees that like thousands of years old that have the root systems that are growing up in the air.
It looks like Kramer.
Okay.
Minus-
Kenny, you got any thinly veiled insults to throw my way right now?
You look like Kramer minus the N word, dude.
Yeah. Without the racist rants.
Sorry.
It's
We'll cut this out.
a non-racist lid.
Yeah.
Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast. With your host, Craig Kasamis and Big J Curran.
Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast, guys.
Hi, everybody.
Another beautiful episode for you tonight. We have a very special guest, one of my favorite
Returning.
humans on Earth. He's been on a few times. The owner, proprietor, creator, and fucking lord of the 86 Hastings Art Gallery House of Debauchery, or former debauchery. Brook Dalton, drummer of the Spires, also the drummer of a band called Slow Burn back in the day.
That's true.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast again.
Thanks, guys.
It's nice to have you
Yes.
on without audio issues or any of the other
Yeah.
shit, you know?
This feels nice. It feels clean and non-racist so far, and I can
Give
hear
Craig
the things
a minute.
you're saying.
Give
Yeah.
Craig a minute.
No, I'm getting that out of the way.
Yeah,
I'll try to keep it.
we're working on it.
Yeah.
Although we all know the real.
We know where this is headed.
Yeah, exactly.
Quick, fast, in a hurry.
Oh, we are white men.
We're hurdling fucking.
We are the
fences.
scourge of the earth.
Yeah, it's a whole fucking thing.
How are
And
you?
I'm good, man. How do you? So we've upgraded the studio lately.
Yeah.
Does it look like okay?
It looks nice.
I know you're an aesthetic guy, dude. So
Uh-huh.
I'm more nervous with the art on the walls.
No,
you know?
it looks good. I'm a little nervous that the slightest earthquake is going to land right in one of your guys' trapezius.
Unlike, you mean with that thing?
Yeah.
You know
With
how
any
you know how I feel
luck,
about
we'll be
weapons.
podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about weapons, Brooke. I'm like Dwight Schrute. I have one within reach every single
Always.
place I go.
I know.
Yeah.
You know,
This I know. That's the subtitle of your autobiography.
Yeah.
The
You
Craig,
know-
the Craig Kasama story. I have a battle axe within reach at all times.
I've ended parties with them.
Yeah.
I've hacked your neighbor's bushes with them.
Yeah.
I've hacked. I've eaten chicken off swords. I've done all of it for you, dude. All for you.
Thanks. dude.
Everything I've ever done is for you, bro.
I think I'm blushing.
Or because of you, I guess is really the.
That's more like it.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on in your life, dude? What are you doing? How's the 86 house? We
80
just went by the other day. I took
Absolutely
him there for the
incredible.
first time. Still looks the same in many ways, and you have incredible new art. But is anything special going on, or what?
You know, it's the same crew, me, Shannon, Johnny, and Nels, but, you know, Nels isn't there so much, but a lot of music, you know,
Yeah.
even I work around music, and then I'm in a band, and Johnny's in literally like 5 bands, not joking, maybe more, and then Shannon's recording music, so I
Right.
think in the grand scope of things, recently there's just been a lot more focus on music with the
playing
house.
music.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, and art, but you know, if you had to astral project and look down and judge the house, I think it's more of a music house right now than
Yeah.
anything else.
Well, you got some talented sons of bitches in there, dude.
And
Johnny.
me.
Yes.
Yeah, and Brooke. Yeah. No, so Jay, like I said, I've been telling Jay about the 86 house for years, you know, and he had his own feelings about it. He thought, and then we went over the other day. How did you feel about it, Jay?
It was amazing. I thought the 86 house was downtown. I didn't know it was over here.
Yeah.
When he brought, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where? What?
Deceivingly
Where are we going?
suburban. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very.
Yeah.
And then I hear about all the stuff throughout the years. I'm like, how did you guys pull that off?
Barely is the answer to that.
And we're referring to the scavenger hunts we
Yes.
talked about previously,
Yeah.
which were chaos, dude. I mean, but
Yeah,
what I
but
was
your
telling
neighbors
Jay,
must have at some point been
Yeah,
like,
most
this
of them
has
are gone.
gotta-
yeah,
okay.
most of them are out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the rule was really you try not to fuck around in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. So they saw the craziness at the house, but you would really try hard to not fuck with at least
Yeah.
the initial street.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
True.
Which was,
Kind of worked.
Kinda. Yeah.
yeah.
You know, you're saying that, and then out of the corner of your eye, Craig is literally wearing a loincloth, and he's fucking ham-boned at 10 in the morning on whiskey, and he's got a sword hacking my neighbor's rose bushes to pieces. And then the cops come, and I've got to tell them, oh, no, it's fine.
It's fine. This is normal.
Nothing to see. Don't worry about it.
Move on.
It's all good here.
Carry on, officer.
It's that day of the year.
Yeah.
Sir.
And there was, like, in its height, the cops knew what was going on, kind
sure.
of. They knew that there was a day in the year where shit just went weird, dude.
For sure.
Like, all calls were going to be like, how many people ran naked through the mall?
Yeah.
Or, what? Who threw what off a bridge?
They told me.
Did they?
Yeah.
The cops told you that?
Yep.
What'd they say? How did that conversation
They said,
go around?
well, they talked amongst themselves, and then they came back and they said, we figured out that today is the day. This is the thing.
This is the day.
Yeah.
And that was it?
Well, I had handcuffs on.
Oh.
I'm glad someone's laughing about that.
Wait, was that because of my thing?
That was the time I had handcuffs on. Remember in front of the house?
Yeah, that was because
yeah.
of my list.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I was trying to get you off the hook. but you're being
I'll take.
insistent
I
here,
wrote
so-
the list. You did it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah.
yeah. It's insane, dude. I mean, I still have Patrick Swayze as a centaur on my leg.
Yeah.
As
As one does.
Yeah.
one does, because it was worth points. I don't like Patrick Swayze or centaurs, dude. You know what I mean?
You don't like Patrick Swayze?
I do like Patrick
Okay.
Swayze. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, same, man.
Yeah. Him and Chippendales, that bit with Chris Farley was the best thing he's ever done.
Is he dressed like that?
No.
His top half?
he
I think he
might
might. He has like a tuxedo.
Yes, he
top.
does have the
Yeah.
tuxedo shirt on.
I'm glad you like it because it's on you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But I mean, those days are over. I mean, you got the last one. Are we doing it? What's happening?
I
What's
want
up with your?
I want to
20,
do
correct?
it. I want to do it. That would be the 20th. That's a nice round number.
It is.
I'm for it.
Right.
Let's leave it at that. I'm for it.
One of the things that I think that really helped and worked well for it was there was limited video ability at the time.
Yeah.
Because you guys are right at the cusp of cell phones being a
Real
high-end video camera in your
Yeah.
pocket.
Right.
Yeah. For the first two, maybe three. Well, the first one there was no photographic stuff.
Right,
So,
it's just all items.
after that was when the photographs and video started, but it felt kind of weird because there was like this liminal area of time where only rich people could have cell phones with cameras on
Right.
them. You know what I mean?
Or it
And
was
not-
Polaroids or whatever.
yeah. So we
right?
had
Yeah.
a lot of Polaroids and a lot of people doing 1 hour photo development.
Right.
You know, like seriously, you'd have to time it. You'd have to do everything with photos early in the day and then drop it off at Photomat or CVS or whatever, and then get them back. And so, but then at a point, obviously, everyone just had cameras on their phone and
Right. And it just got
changed
crazy.
everything. Yeah.
But it's still not, and maybe it's not part of my world, but there still doesn't seem to be a ton of stuff that's out there because it was a lot of really ludicrous shit that was going
Yeah.
on that if it was videoed,
Kenny.
Well, we can't-
Kenny,
a lot of it,
I really don't want to put it out there that much. Kenny has all the footage. He recorded a lot of it, at least for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is of me doing horrendous shit, dude. And what
Not
I
a
mean?
lot
Like,
of clothes though.
Not
on
a lot
you.
of clothes on it, dude. You know what I mean? So I
Craig,
can't believe it hasn't
I
been
have
flagged. But don't
way,
look it up. You know what I mean?
way more money than he does. You feel me?
Well, it's on
Yeah.
YouTube, but if you could Google it, I'd be fucking shocked.
Yeah, but if we could get more of it on YouTube,
We don't need to.
Get
I have
Heavy
I have
Craig.
like an actual job that I really
Yeah.
kind of want to keep, dude.
Hold on.
I'm telling you,
You're a
I'd never
fucking-
be a president.
Yeah, running for office is not really out of my
It's out of my
hopes and dreams,
Yeah.
So let's change subject.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there is some footage for sure, and it's fucking horrendous. Some of it,
So
and hilarious. You know,
going to the house yesterday was really, really incredible, and it was not anything like, and honestly, I didn't go into it expecting much. Like I'd had no preconception of anything because I really wasn't thinking about anything. Mm-hmm. But then to go in there and see the artwork and the artists that were up there and how much stuff you have, yet so well organized and put together that it doesn't seem like a hoarder's house. And there's a lot of stuff, man. You look at one corner and then you go, what wait, hold, look at that photo. But what's that? And then,
yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
But it's all put together and really, 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 that's what impressed me the most, really. I mean, the caliber of art was incredible and the collectibles were really, really cool. And then the little weird odds and ends and stuff.
Tchotchkes.
But the fact that you got it all together and it looks so organized and put together and it doesn't just look like, oh, look, he slapped a bunch of shit on the wall. Yeah,
thanks,
it really is incredible, man.
That's awesome. I like to hear that. That's great. Yeah, and that's coming from a guy who thinks that having one Diet Pepsi can in the bed of your truck is like OCD freak out time.
First of all, who the fuck drinks Pepsi? I mean, let's start there. Yeah.
That's true.
And unless you're a can collector, you don't need it in the back of your truck.
See, I got him going.
I actually, you know what I did first thing this morning? I went and washed my truck and took a picture of it.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah. So for the record, I picked Jay up to go to 86 yesterday, and my truck's a fucking nightmare, dude. It's dirtier and shit. And before he even got up there, I went, shut the fuck up. Because I could tell, I knew he was going to fucking start getting on me about it, dude. And man, did he the whole way there. The whole way there, dude.
He skipped a groove,
yeah,
right?
Literally, yeah.
It's really difficult, man. It's a thing.
So here
I'm very judgy.
I want to bring something up, and maybe we can talk about this. We put this on the table. You think that I'm some sort of like complete weirdo? Like you can't comprehend my my psychological problem that I have with lotion, right? Like when you think of me, you think of that, and you think that is just hilarious and weird.
I do, yes.
Yeah, I know you do, but you bring it up every time I see you.
I didn't bring it up not once yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, literally.
When we were leaving, though,
yeah,
right?
On the way out. Yeah,
that counts.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
But here's the thing: every time that someone makes fun of me for my glitch, I will find out about their thing.
Oh yeah,
and I think that their thing is way weirder than mine. I mean, that's just my perspective, my lens. But like, do you think that you're like OCD clean freak guy? I mean,
no.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
So
I think I have certain issues with like vehicles being clean and stuff, and it's just how I grew up and the people that I grew up around. Like that's because nobody owns a home. Everybody, like we all lived in like 1-bedroom apartments with 10 of us, and like lived in just we had nothing. But what you did have is your car. Vehicle and what you do.
That was your status.
Yeah, right? And you take care of it. That makes sense. I mean, one of the things that always stood out in my life, in my mind, was this. I can't think of his name right now, and it's going to drive me nuts. But anyways, he was a hardcore gangster crip from L.A. I mean, he was legitimately hardcore, like constantly. His brother murdered 3 people in Lemonwood and went to prison for the rest of his life. He was fucking out of his mind. Val. And he pulled up and he had a car, and I was on a motorcycle, and he had a Caprice or something, and I took my gloves and set them on the hood of his car, and he reached over and punched me in my mouth. He goes, man, don't you fucking disrespect my car like that. You don't let nobody disrespect your shit. This is my fucking car. Wow. I got this car, and I take care of this car. You don't fucking let people disrespect your shit like that. Mm-hmm. Never left my mind.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
So it's only vehicles. Are you saying it's only vehicles?
It not all of them either, man. I treat my Harley like shit, but it's I judge a person quick when I get in their car. Real quick. If I get into a man's car and it's a complete pigsty, I just think the rest of their life is shit.
I mean, it is kind of true in certain ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, you see, I have a fucking neighbor right here. Walk past his car. there is a new pile of shit almost to the windows every
oh.
fucking week. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's not the same shit. I will see it cleaned, and then I will see another whole. I mean, I'm talking back seat, front seat, you know what I mean? And you're like, this guy's a psycho. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My car is dirty from just fucking a week, 2 weeks of neglect. You know what I mean?
And honestly, man,
yeah.
my truck does the same stuff. Like, if I can't figure out how to wash it throughout the weekend, and then I have to go another week without washing it, I walk up to my truck and I go, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
At myself because I haven't cleaned my truck out. And then I'll get in my truck and there'll be a little trash and a jacket in the back seat of the car, and I'll be like, man, my car is dirty.
Do you fart in your car?
Not really.
Does, dude. Yeah,
no.
he does.
I mean, if there's no choice, yeah,
I'm gonna
but I
fart in
wouldn't.
his car.
I don't like to have fast food in my car. Like, if I order food, a lot of the times I'll put it in the back. So
You
it
walk
doesn't
through
smell
the
car.
drive-through?
No.
Which was
backpack.
on the scavenger hunt list many times.
Yeah. A lot of the times I will if I order like a bunch of food or something, I'll put it in the back of the truck instead of putting it inside the truck because that smell will permeate. The
That's
truck.
true.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but do you think? Okay, do either of you guys have a glitch, a thing that like?
I do.
Okay.
I do. And we've talked about it a couple times. Files. Fingernail files, filing your fingernails.
Like emery board type stuff?
Anything. Nail file, you go fuck yourself. I can't. Nope. Not happening, dude.
See, and I don't
that's when we talked about his heights. He has a couple things. You know, like
Well,
real
that's just-
actual
that's just a
fears.
phobia.
No.
Yeah, okay.
do not fucking cannot stand paper straws.
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
Paper straw.
I
Yeah,
can't- I
it's
mean, like,
pretty gross.
But it can't even, like, if it touches my lip or my mouth in any way, I can't do it.
Okay,
man.
so look, my thing is a tactile
Yeah.
phobia. I
Yeah,
can call
got
it that. I don't
Yeah.
care. It's
Yeah.
a touch based sensory
Yeah.
phobia. Same with you guys.
Totally. Yeah.
Nels, his thing that he can't compute is
that he
is
cries at-
similar. No,
Cries at musicals.
yeah,
All
yeah.
musicals.
Oh gosh. Is wooden spoons.
Dude, I'm with you on
Like,
that. The
I
wood
can
on your
understand
teeth,
that.
go
It's
fuck
like
kind
a
of- it's
tongue
kind of the same.
depressor,
Yeah.
or the flash frozen chocolate.
Yeah.
you know.
like a Haagen-Dazs, dude.
yeah,
like,
he can't.
oh.
He
Yeah.
can't hang.
I'd have no problem with that.
Yeah, that bums me out.
But
dude.
so also, just so you understand, another part of how I grew up is if you really like somebody and they have a fault, you hammer that fault.
It's true. It is
And,
true.
and if you'll see if I don't
Hence
like
why
somebody,
he calls me racist.
Yeah.
if I don't like somebody, I will literally go hi,
Yeah,
and that's it.
true.
But if I really like you, it's on. I'm talking shit because that's what everybody I grew up with. That's what we do.
Yeah.
You know, you walk in and
Playing the
look.
nut-
Did you gain
playing the
more
nines, it's
weight,
called.
Jay? You fat fuck. Jesus Christ, you know, or just because I was white, or because whatever,
Yeah, whatever it was.
And it was the same thing with my Mexican friends or the Filipinos, or like we all know what the fault is with Filipinos and with Mexicans, and there's a lot, you know. So it was pretty easy to do, you know. I mean, they had a hard
Brooke on the podcast. Okay, that's fine. He's. Jesus. But with your tactile shit, and I don't want to spend all day on this shit, but is it a thing? Like, did it start somewhere, or it just always has been?
My mom said it started. She thinks when it was like around 10 years old or 11 years, somewhere around there.
You're just like, fucking yuck. I'm gonna throw up.
I'm telling you, I think here we go. I think what it is hair.
Yeah.
The idea of
Right.
that
yeah,
horrible
yeah.
crap. Like
In
to
your
be
hair.
perfectly honest, I could probably have like a drop of lotion on the palm of my
your
hand or
hand,
something.
yeah.
I wouldn't go on a 50-state killing spree if that happened.
what,
But if it was like the worst, the fucking worst is imagining it on my face.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
oil on oil type of a thing, like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
my fucking T-zone or whatever.
Sunscreen though?
Oh,
no, not happening.
No, hell no.
All right.
I'd
So-
rather have a second-degree burn, and I have, than deal with that.
so
Yeah, all right.
what happens when you jerk off?
I
Tissue constantly, or what happens if it actually you get ahead of yourself and all of a sudden you shoot in your face? Because it's very lotion like.
that doesn't happen. Jay.
Are you
It doesn't
dry
happen?
docking, dude? Are you fucking
Yeah.
cooking?
Oh,
Yeah.
you do dry
You
dock,
just
huh?
go dry.
Guys, I don't touch lotion. I don't know how many times I have to say it.
I've known you for fucking
I
20 years.
I
I've
was
never
just thinking
thought
the
about
consistency of jizz is very lotion-like.
Yeah, but that's
you know what I
from
mean?
You know, I get it.
I don't.
It's not like you're
like
throwing it all
fucking
over the place.
Play-Doh or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he throws it in
goes
the
away.
super soaker. Just
It does, but
hey,
if
Johnny,
you drop a good load on your chest right before you go to sleep, it doesn't you feel uncomfortable?
Brooke's face is. I've rarely seen Brooke disgusted, and that was the most disgusted I've ever seen him.
Who brought the asshole?
Yeah, that's the thing. He's like he's my Mark Stewart, dude.
I'll have you know, we there's a friend of the house who was a doctor, a medical doctor. He works out of Malibu. He's a great guy. I won't say his name because he told me about a patient.
Okay.
Patient-doctor confidentiality or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So he came over a couple weeks ago to visit, and he said, like, hey, he had a talking to me. He said he had a patient come in. It was a woman, and she had, I don't know what she had, but some sort of skin condition, some rash or something, hives or something. And so he prescribed whatever it was, a cortisone fucking salve or some evil balm or some shit. And she looked at him and she said, absolutely not. And she gave it back, and she's like, Doc, I have this fear of lotions and oils and stuff, and whatever it is,
I'm not going to use
we
it.
got to do Plan B because
Shot in
she'd
the
rather
ass.
get a shot, anything like that. But she straight up told him, if you prescribe me lotion, I'm not going to fill the prescription. I won't take it. So let's work.
Right.
Let's just get past that right now.
It's
and
not.
He was like,
uncommon, you know.
you're the only other person. He told her, like, I have a friend who's like exactly like.
Oh,
you.
really? Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, we only harass you because it's the one thing we can make fun of you of. Really, I mean, really, it's one real thing you could just I can get my first love is to get Brooke to laugh, and my second is to get Brooke to fucking wince and go, oh, So it's a bit of both for me.
Mission accomplished.
I know, and I've been nailing it for 20 years, but.
What is up, guys? We're very excited to announce that we have a sponsor for this week's podcast, and that sponsor is the Seaside Tattoo Show. It's going to be an incredible event, the 5th annual. If you haven't been before, you should go now. It's amazing. Ventura Fairgrounds, June 9th through the 11th. That's a Friday through a Sunday. They have a lot of stuff going on. Over 100 licensed tattoo artists and body piercers. The whole event is going to be hosted by actor model Hoon Kim. There's going to be 20 plus tattoo contests, kids art zone, face painting, henna, 40 unique vendors, and burlesque performances every single night. This event is amazing. I've been attending for the last 5 years, and I plan on attending this year. There's going to be some amazing judges. The guy that does my tattoos, Jojo Ackerman, from the 10,000 Waves tattoo shop there in Sherman Oaks. The whole shop's coming out, and they're all going to be part of the judging. There are some amazing artists that are going to be doing tattoos. So please come on out. If you guys want to get tickets in advance, go to the seasidetattooShow.com. Kids are free. It's a kid-friendly event, and it is going to be a good time. Get Heavy will be there recording a podcast with my favorite human, Jojo Ackerman, while he tattoos Big J. So we'll be there on Sunday hanging out. Come out and join us June 9th through the 11th. Ventura Fairgrounds. Let's do it.
I did want to get into the art shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously the house, we talked about it last time. How many? It's like it's 300, 200 fucking pieces.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
Yeah, but I haven't
gotta be
counted
up
in a
there.
while. At one point, it was around 250 pieces, and I've got plenty since then.
Yeah.
So
Probably virgin on 300. At this
I'd
point.
say probably somewhere around 275
Yeah,
or somewhere up there. Yeah.
How and we've talked about your love for comic books and the beginnings of how you started to fall in love with art and all that shit in the previous, but like at this point now, like you have such a and I can't tell you guys how impressive this shit is because it's a lot of incredible fucking artists. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man.
Look through Juxtapose; it'll be like, oh, okay, But how do you approach it now? Like with getting Because it's not like you're getting them for free. You're paying for some of them. Some of them you probably get for free.
Yeah, some.
But how do you approach it? Like, what's the conversation like at this point? Like, do you send them, hey, I have a list of fucking guys here?
Kind of. I mean, that's how it. Well, that's how it started to branch out originally. Like when I first started with it, it was all local artists.
Okay.
And at the time, it was really hard for artists to get their stuff seen.
Right.
We have a community-based house, and a lot of people were coming through, and so it was a way to kind of show the community with the 86 running theme, and then also there's a lot of just quote artistic people that were coming through. Bands would, touring bands stay on the couch and they would get turned on to stuff, or we'd have a party and people would come,
right.
people who'd never been there before, and so on. So, we got, I don't know, 15 pieces or something like that from really great local artists. And then I thought, because I was such a fan of, like you said, the lowbrow scene,
Right.
the juxtaposed scene back then when in the early days, and my friend Andy Proctor, who
Amazing artist.
he's great. It's really all his fault, because he would we'd go to art shows in LA all the time.
Oh, okay.
That type of stuff. We were in on it really early. So,
right.
And so whenever there was something that popped up, we'd hop in the car and go
Right.
down there. And so we started getting, we were introduced to this sort of scene down there,
this culture
early. And so at some point I was like, this is what I want. I don't want it just to be completely a localized thing. I want to reach out, because some of my favorite artists are around the globe,
Right.
And so, Eric White was the first. He's my favorite artist of all time. Mm-hmm. And he was the first one that I ever really reached out to and said, this is what I have going on. Mm-hmm. Love to have you part of it. What do you think? If not, no harm, no foul.
Right.
And he did. So he did a piece, and really from there it was kind of a resume building thing. It wasn't ever really the plan. It's not like a tool that I wanted to use, but when you approach someone and you go, yeah, this person and this person and this person have done it. If you're interested, we'd love to have you too. And they start, wow, they did it.
Yeah. and it takes because the art scene is, as big as it seems, it's pretty fucking small. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows someone. All it takes is one text. Is this dude a weirdo? And it's like, no, he's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fuck, okay. You know what I mean? And it's like the same, like for touring, same fucking kind of, the same community.
Sure.
It's like, it's a small community. Like, this guy wants to fucking book a show here.
Yeah.
He says he knows this dude. Is this dude fucking weird?
Totally.
Yeah, he's kind of weird. All right, well, and, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think water seeks its own level, and if you're an asshole, or you mess people over or whatever, you're not gonna go far. I mean, in the art world, you might, but people aren't gonna like you and want to do things for you, and it's
gonna spread.
Yeah.
People will stop dealing with you.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's just
you weed yourself out pretty quick, and we talk endlessly about Ventura County and Oxnard being, kooks don't last. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The real fucking weirdos get weeded out pretty quick out of whatever scene you're involved in. Like the overall community for Ventura County is like, you got about fucking 2-3 tries of being a real weirdo, unless you're built in. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, we're lucky.
And everyone's like, I don't know about you, man.
Yeah, like who?
You.
No, we're lucky in a lot of ways.
Yeah, we are. And the one thing I really appreciate about your house is I really have to, and I have to pry to get the real. The art is impressive. The people that fucking do the art on your walls are impressive. Mm-hmm. They're impressive gets. I have to always pry, to get who it is, So it's like, I know you're not doing it. First of all, you don't sell them. You don't you're a private collector.
Yeah, nothing's for sale.
And it really is it's the best kept secret in fucking Ventura. You know what I mean? And you're not open to public. You know what I mean? It is your fucking house. And Jay said immediately after he left, he's like, and I don't want to broadcast this because you have an incredible security system at the house.
Thanks.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to protect all that art is like, you have to have something like that, right? Assumingly, you know what I mean? So but we don't surround ourselves with fucking losers, you know what I mean? And that's, how many times have you really had to kick someone out of your path?
No, there's an element of trust for sure in all kinds of, aspects of who we hang out with, who's gonna talk about you, who's gonna get excited about what they just
Right.
saw, all of that. So,
Right.
it's you treat people how you want to be treated, and that's a little golden rule cheesiness right there. But if you're nice to people and you respect people,
Right.
it comes back.
Absolutely.
Like,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a trip because I mean, even like with the small concerts you do and it's still like, God, Crooked Fingers. What's
Eric Bachman.
Eric Bachman? Like, plays at your fucking house, and
Yeah.
you're like, only a couple people know about it, and that's what it is. But it's like to have that dude like play at your pad is so cool. Like,
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck, man?
It's really neat because you just talking about it, I kind of realized like it's not just like a transaction. Like there are some artists that I've done a commission piece from or whatever, where like that might be the last time I ever text them or call them or write an email to them or something like that. But we'll stay in touch on social media or whatever. But there are others that like have become true friends, like good friends. Eric White, the guy that I mentioned, who's my favorite artist, who got the whole thing started. I see him once a month now. We hang out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I go down to Hollywood, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So he'll just text me in the middle of the night and just be like, "Hey, don't stormtroopers have the coolest costumes?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, they do." And then we'll just
you're like, nerds unite, go.
So and then like Eric Bachman, like you
Yeah.
just mentioned, like Arches of Love just they played in L.A. a few months ago, I guess, and he put me on the guest list. I went down at like 3:00 in the afternoon or something, and went and hung out with those guys
Right.
for the whole day, like
That's
the
crazy,
whole
man.
night, like just
Yeah.
me and them hanging out. It was really, really cool. It's like
Yeah.
that would never have happened if he hadn't have come to 86. So
Right.
yeah. I'm lucky. I don't take anything for granted.
No.
I understand that it's not very normal, and
Right.
I'm real happy with.
Who's the biggest? Do you have like the biggest get like at your place that you look at it and go, "Fuck, can't believe that fucking dude did." I mean, I'm sure you have a bunch. You know what I mean? But like,
It's when I showed up yesterday.
Yeah, Big J.
Big J, that was it.
I mean,
I'm sure it's a little hard to narrow down.
yeah. It's kind of picking your favorite kid, but
I can. His name rhymes with Smonson.
sorry, Scout.
Yeah, she's. All right.
And it's funny, the one that's really his favorite, nobody mentioned is King.
I know he's. They're all my favorite.
Yeah.
Sophie's Choice.
Yeah.
I'd make it, but I wouldn't like it.
That's a little the favorite.
hard question.
It's hard. It's different, whatever mood you're in, or I don't know. Eric White's is very special to me. Like I'll tell you this, that you kind of always hypothesize, like, what if your house is on fire? What do you grab? And it's
Right.
like photos and paperwork
What
and
would you do?
things you can't replace.
Yeah.
Well, when the Thomas fire happened,
Right.
I was actually put in that
Right.
fucking situation.
Oh my god.
And it was a horrible nightmare. But
I didn't
the
even think
first
about
thing I
that.
grabbed was the Eric White piece.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you and you didn't rip every? I mean, I'm sure you ripped some shit off the walls.
We ripped almost every single
Almost
thing off the
every
wall.
single
Yeah.
piece off the walls.
It was intense.
Yeah, dude. Because I mean,
Dude, yeah.
if you weren't here and you don't know about it, the Thomas Fires, 1,000 houses in Ventura County. Ventura
Yeah.
almost alone fucking burnt to the ground. Not very far from your pad.
Dude, well, yeah,
I mean,
it wasn't.
a block over.
Just over,
maybe.
just up the
Yeah.
hill. And
Yeah.
the thing is the winds were so intense, you
Yeah.
remember. It was like,
70, 80
yeah,
mile
they
an
were
hour winds.
blowing
Yeah.
like, it was burning like a football field every like minute or something
Right,
like
yeah.
that, And so it didn't take much because there was tons of embers and ash flying everywhere and swirling all over the place.
And your house is
landing
a
on
bit
our
of a
roof, and
tinderbox.
yeah. So yeah, I was in that situation, and it was actually kind of beautiful because I filled my car up with every single thing I possibly could. The roommates grabbed stuff, and then I'm not kidding. It was kind of like a movie or something, but like friends and family. Like my mom just pulled up,
Right.
and then my stepdad pulled up with his truck, and we just started throwing everything we could in there. And then Tim Gross pulled up out of nowhere
Right,
with a
right.
pickup. We filled his truck with
Wow.
stuff. Nell's brother showed up, just threw a ton of like.
Yeah.
Carmen, like all these people, I didn't ask them to. They
Right.
just showed up just because, and that was really, really
Yeah,
special. That was
that
cool.
is
So,
amazing.
yeah, I mean, luckily nothing happened, but we did get, I'd say 90% of the stuff off the walls and out
Yeah.
safe. So
Have you thought about getting some fireproof like lockers to put outside or something?
Hopefully that's the last time we'll ever have to deal with anything like that.
God,
Yeah.
you hope. I mean,
Very
fuck.
optimistic.
It is, but who knows, man? Yeah, it's fucking. It would be. I never even because when that happened, I was living in Ojai, and I was like, "Fuck all this shit." Like I didn't, you know what I mean? Like I obviously I have some stuff I grabbed. We loaded up a truckload of shit, and I was like, I looked at my shit and went, "Fuck everything here." You know what I mean? Like. Also, I have kids. I have a wife. You know what I mean. So it's like I do have people that I really need to make sure I'm like get the shit out. You know what I mean. But it's a trip, man. I mean, when you go in there, it's
It's awesome.
it's very cool. And the culture you created. 20 years of fucking having a great time at that place, and never. I was the only problem. You know what I mean? Like, and not like a bad.
That's not true.
I mean. I was ridiculous.
That's true.
Only when I was asked to be, you know what I mean? Or even poked or prodded to be.
Yeah.
But I've never seen anyone get booted out or drug out or have to get beat up or, any of that shit, And it's,
Really?
I do appreciate you so much for creating the culture for multiple generations below you, you know what I mean? Accepting and loving everyone.
Thanks, man.
And I mean, shit, dude, you haven't got even close to canceled yet. You know what I mean? It's incredible, dude. It's
When does this air?
yeah, totally.
Because Jay's drooling and he's looking at me right now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Something I did want to ask: all this new AI, chat GPT, AI art, all that stuff, dude. Like, I mean, you're pretty well versed in the art culture. How do you feel about that stuff coming? Like, is it even a consideration for you, or do you see artists fucking tripping? Because we have the Screen Actors Guild going on fucking strike right now, right? Which is a big deal.
Yeah.
That was the cause of reality TV back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the big reason is because AI, like AI, Chat GPT, all the art that's coming out. You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you frame your head around it in a certain way, or?
Well, I mean, who am I to try to be a speed bump for technology, But I think it's interesting. It's kind of like we're living in the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's a strange beast for sure. It's kind of Skynet.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, if some artist said, "I'm an AI artist, would you be interested in buying a print or something like that?" I would say thanks, but no thanks. But
Right.
I think I'm older, and it's just kind of. To me, the appreciation of art and the talent of an artist is kind of like a superpower. And I've said this before, but it's like, Spider-Man can climb walls and Superman can fly across the globe. Mm-hmm. And an artist can either look at something and, through have it enter through their eyeball. Synapses fire, electricity goes down their arm, and they can either duplicate it or they can imagine something and have that image go down their arm and they duplicate it. To me, that's
incredible.
That's the meat of why I love art so much, is because I can't do that. So I don't really grasp. And I know you can, obviously you learn it and you can go to school and just like anything else. But to me, it's like a superpower. Mm-hmm. And AI is not a superpower. It's a program. They're different.
Right.
And there's some of the results of AI are really cool, and there's some really interesting. I'm not even saying that, it does all the work. Like you have to be creative to get something creative out of it. I would imagine. Where I would be more scared of it is more on the writing side. I think, like you said, like there are.
Yeah, because you're a writer. You write for. I mean, I know you've written articles and magazines and.
Yeah, but I see like marketing departments getting hit.
Right.
And
yeah.
I mean, we're almost to the point where you can trust these programs to, you put in a few keywords and workbook phrases that you want and stuff like that, and then an article spits out. And yeah, so I could see where, Screen Actors Guild or, copywriters or editors or journalists, are just kind of saying, "Is this it?" Like,
but that's have you heard any like backlash from the artists themselves?
Yeah.
Because I can put in right now, give me a Mark Ryden painting of fucking blah 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 blah, and it will put out something pretty close.
Yep.
You will not see the beautiful definition in the strokes or the lack of fucking strokes in that art, but it will be pretty close to the naked eye on a fucking computer. Like, what is the backlash that you've heard? I mean, it has to be that sentiment. You know
Yeah,
what
I mean,
from
I've heard
artists themselves.
I've heard straight up vitriol. People just pissed about it because,
right.
I mean, imagine you spent your life working hard on a craft, like a specific craft,
Right.
and you get replaced in the blink of an eye. You know, it's like these sci-fi stories from the 50s where robots take over.
Totally.
It's
been going
and
on.
they're pissed. Yeah, and it's been building up. It's
sure.
not an overnight thing, but you know, there's kind of two camps. It's the people doing it and it's the people buying
Right.
it. So the people doing it, knock yourself out. If that's how you're being creative and you're coming up with cool ideas and weird images and whatnot, then okay, neat.
Sure.
Do it. It's fine. Mm-hmm. But if you're trying to pass it off as buy my
Someone's
art type of a
work.
thing,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and right now is where I'll call them true artists, but you know what I mean. Like they're pushing back and fighting it, but a generation from now, that might be all that there is.
And that's what I wonder about, you know, because I've heard songs, new Nirvana songs,
Yeah.
not by Nirvana. You know what I mean? By a fucking computer, and you're like, this is passable.
Yeah.
It's better than anything Metallica put out in the last fucking 25 years. You
And
know what I mean?
It's
Like
instant gratification.
and it's crazy. Like you can literally put in a fucking song and with this singer and it will spit out a song, dude. Like that's not bad, you know? And it's like, and I just wonder, like, how do artists, there will always be the true artists, you know what I mean? And the fucking sad part to me is you spend a lifetime building the skill, the trade, the craft to make the thing. You put out this insane body of work, and then you fucking watch a kid who's 12 years old go, I want a Banksy piece. Bloop, 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 doosh. And it's close enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, how devalued is art? Or there's an argument in my brain where the art can be more valuable now, because if you find out it is a true original piece of art and not some AI generated piece of shit, does it add to the value of the art, or does it fucking take away from it, and how long? You know what I
it
mean?
might.
Like,
I could definitely see that. You know, like anything else, there could be some shiesty stuff, if it's not already happening, that happened very soon, where people are trying to pass stuff off. Cause,
There's always going to be shiesty.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You look at or you hear about guys that have counterfeited artwork that is insane. Like they go to figure out exactly what ink, down to the stroke, down to everything to make a forgery. You know, I think what's going on, in my opinion, is like we're just at a point where we're all going, oh shit, you know, because there's a lot of people in this world that are really gonna. There's not gonna be work. It's gonna go back to, you know, the person that hand makes the belt is the person that's going to sell the belt.
Yeah.
You know, and you're going to start looking back into people that are actually doing stuff themselves. And I want honey that I'm getting from a beekeeper. I don't want honey from a factory. I want, you know, there's a farm up the street. I know they make milk. They have the cows. They do it. They're processing it. I want to get it from them. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the problem with all of that is the only people that are going to get it are the people that can afford it, and that's getting to be lower and lower and lower amount of people. But it's the equivalent of, you know, love motorcycles, and it's the equivalent of everybody going, well, I'm not getting fuel injected. Why would I get fuel injected? I like carbureted. I can work on carbureted. I don't want fuel injected. Nobody thinks about that shit anymore.
Yeah.
right.
You know, but it also is a big factor of why I think that a basic income for everybody under a certain amount of money is going to become a necessity, you know, because there's not going to be, you know, there already isn't any factory work really. There's no, you know, basic tradesman, like tradesman work is, you can't really get rid of somebody that can build a house, you know, but there's like,
you could talk about 3D
barista.
printing houses all day, dude.
Yeah.
You ain't going to fucking do any work faster than a carpenter on speed, dude. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
I mean, just not going to happen, dude.
Yeah.
It's like quantum computing can't do that, dude. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it may not be straight, but it's going to be up there, you know? It's crazy, you know?
When I go to stores, I do not like to do self-checkout. I try really hard. if I can avoid it, I will avoid it at all costs possible.
Yeah.
Because the more comfortable we get with it,
The less human interaction you're going to have.
and
that's someone's job.
And that's someone's job. I mean, really, it's the biggest one is it's somebody's job. And they already took away the pay and the benefits that those people that do work those jobs get. So now it's getting to where you don't need anybody at the front register at a McDonald's anymore. You walk in and you prep your order, and then somebody walks to the counter and goes 23.
Yeah.
And you walk up and get your
I mean,
cheeseburger.
it's going that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, with the writer strike that's going on right now, it's pretty fascinating. It's a great conversation for what it does to the creative mind. You know what I mean? Like, what is the creative mind worth? You know what I mean? And for me, it's worth a lot.
Well, it's also the history of the the WGA and the people that are in that union. They built the foundation.
Right.
They're the ones that, sure, you can type something in and say, spit me out the next Marvel movie, but there have been 30 Marvel movies written by human beings beforehand that sit in meetings. That's their job.
Right.
They do that 8 hours a day, and they bounce ideas off of each other, and they know what the fan base wants, and they know what they need to mirror as far as the books go, and what, they do these.
Right. There's no AI that's going to
testing.
create Mandalorian, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That has to come from the mind of a fucking psycho fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just no... Mandalorian is crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I think you're right. I mean, there's a lot of... It's just so weird because I'm constantly like, the convenience is killer. You know, like, for me to like get drunk and type in ChatGPT and make it explain Ukraine like Macho Man Randy Savage is wildly entertaining, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so fucking hilarious to me. And it's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but also in the other aspect, you think about artists that are being ripped off and the writers that are moving and creators and I mean, even like fucking special effects editors, you know what I mean? Like, it's just all this shit that's coming out.
Special effect editors took
away.
away.
I guess they kind of.
They took away stuntmen's jobs.
This
they
is
took
true,
away
yeah.
a lot of that whole thing. So
yeah.
it's all continual steps.
But it's exponential. It's gonna get every year that goes by, technology takes some crazy leap forward.
Oh, yeah.
So in the big picture, I mean, what is 4 years from now going to look like?
Right, it's getting exponential every year.
Yeah,
like you said.
it's going to look crazy.
Yeah, I was fucked me up today. I was listening to
physics.
Rogan. I was listening to Rogan. He had Michio Kaku on. He's the guy that invented string theory. He's like this crazy Japanese dude. He took Albert Einstein's theory of everything and went and took it the step further to create string theory. Right, and he wrote a whole new book on quantum computing. You know what I mean? And it is fucking me up today, dude. Like I can't, because it's just the processing power is going to be so above and beyond anything we could possibly imagine. You know what I mean? And right now it's archaic. Even with all this AI shit, you see art, you see all kinds of stuff. But there's this thing, computing in atoms. It's not ones and zeros. They're literally working with atoms. You know what I mean? And you're like, what the fuck, man? Like our whole world could change here in the next fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
It's like,
but it's always changing.
I know, but being a futurist.
It wasn't that long ago. There's still people alive that rode horses to school.
I know you were. I mean, right there. Right?
Let's not get that carried away, bro. Come on now, man. That's a pretty big reach.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a pretty big reach. Not even really close, man. You want to talk about somebody getting on a horse?
I couldn't at all.
Yeah,
I hate them, dude. That's the scariest animal. Fuck horses, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
These things are pieces of shit.
But it's 100 years ago, people were still riding horses like as a thing.
Yeah,
and they were looking at people in cars, going, "Who's going to do that?"
Right.
You're going to get in a car and ride across the country in a car?
Right.
That's just stupid. Why wouldn't you do it on the horse?
That's true.
It's just to see how it's just going to affect. Like, there's already generations of people right now that don't know what work is, like what to physically get out there and do stuff. Like they don't give a shit about getting behind the wheel and driving a car. They don't care about anything like that because they have their own little world going on in the metaverse.
Well, workforce philosophy there's no doubt, and I'm not being like, get off my lawn, back
It's
in
a
my
fact.
day type of thing.
Right, right.
It is a fact, and it's nuts. Like loyalty to a job or that Puritan work ethic, whatever you want to call it. It's so rare nowadays.
It's
and
crazy,
just from my DW where I work, it's the turnaround rate is insane, and it's not like really anything that we're doing. It's this
work.
It's these. Well, it's also the job market. So the job market, especially over the last say 2 years, has been, it's been an employee's
Market.
world. It's their market, right? So if they don't like something, they just boot scoot and go on to the next thing. They're going to try that out, and if they don't like that, they'll go to the next thing and try that out. And it's weird. It's weird to watch for sure. Like,
Where I work, when I got hired, it was a job that was desired. Like you really wanted this job. You're going to make good money. You got all the benefits. You got the retirement. You got everything.
prostitute.
Yeah, there's but now
Be a hot seller, dude.
now with what Jerry Brown did with the Pepper Act and made it to where these I don't have to pay for certain things that now these younger people have to pay for. And then at the same time, the companies shifted everything around so that the people coming in aren't going to make as much money as I do, and it takes them twice as long to make the money. So then why would you be loyal to them?
Right.
Why, if you're going to pay me $25 an hour, which is not a whole lot of money anymore, if that's what you're going to pay me, why would I be loyal to you?
Right.
Why? And I have to work there until I'm 70. So if I get a job when I'm 23 or 24, you have to stay and
50
work there
years.
until you're, 63?
65,
64,
7.
yeah, 67.
I think I'm 65. I think the generation after me is 67 years old. Dude.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
It's-
France is burning to the fucking ground over that.
'Cause they raised it.
Yeah, because they raised it from 2 to 4, 62
But
to
that's
4.
what they should be. There should be more people because we're such a vast society that we don't have the connection that small places like France and everything have. So there's no, if you start to actually think about it and start saying it and putting it out there, they just shut you down.
Right.
Oh, well, we'll just cut you off of Facebook or we'll just cut you off of Instagram or TikTok because you're saying stuff we don't want to hear.
It's also people learned how to work remotely
This is
because of the pandemic. And so they look around them and they say, my friend's wearing shorts sitting in his living room getting paid the same amount as I am, and I got to wake up and be in a warehouse at
Right, to sand
6 in the
fucking
morning or
drums,
whatever.
You know what I mean?
So that has changed.
Right,
Like you can,
right.
if you work for a goal-driven company who's all percentages and numbers and hit your numbers, and we don't care how much time it takes you to do it. Wake up at 10, whatever you want to do. Check in on your meetings and show us the results, and everyone
Right.
gets paid and huzzah. Then that's a different mindset than having company loyalty. Or you can do that for a little while, and if you don't like it, you can get a different job while never leaving your living room.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because I grew up, I'm 15, well, I guess about 10, 12 years younger than you guys. I grew up with zero fucking hope, period. I know a lot of us probably did too, but I didn't, there was not 1 ounce of me that thought I'd be doing ever a job that got me to the finish line ever in my life. It wasn't even a fucking option. You know what
But
I
I
mean?
think that has to do also with your upbringing.
That it is, yeah. I mean,
'Cause I was-
absolutely.
I'm-
but
I'm
there's
same
a
thing,
lot
though.
of my generation feels like that. You know what I mean? Because couldn't buy a house, can't buy a house. 40 years old, make good money, still can't buy a fucking house. You know what I mean? Whereas my parents threw fucking, also my parents don't own houses, but their parents fucking threw 20 grand at a house in fucking the 50s. And now it's worth $1 million. And you're like, fuck. It's just rough,
But
and
what you're saying about your parents, though, is kind of, it seems it's not your generation that got cut off at that. It's like mine and a
Yeah,
little
I
bit
think
right
so,
in
yeah.
there is where I never, ever, ever, ever thought that I would be able to buy a house. There's no way, and things just happened and now I own a house. But there was no way, like I never thought, well, I'm going to go work towards getting this job.
Right.
It was, I'm going to go get a job, and then I work that job until I just can't afford life anymore, so I have to find something else. And then I go figure it out and then take that next step. But there was no goals. I didn't have anybody, there was, even when the
Gigolo?
houses were cheap, I worked at it a little bit, but I just couldn't get into catching.
Yeah, no, not happening.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
a little
we
more
could
than a
clean up
finger
in
and
the
I'm
market,
out.
dude. We could clean up.
Yeah.
All of us, really. I mean, all of
Oh,
us.
dude, we can get a thing going.
We could OnlyFans it up, dude.
Yeah.
Bronly fans,
Yep.
dude.
Broly fans.
Let's go, dude. Let's do it.
I knew I shouldn't have come here today,
I mean, but you also did.
and here I am.
And
Yeah.
here you are. Yet here you
I'm
are.
my own worst
I'm going to
enemy.
give you the best fucking massage after this. Dude.
No,
Now,
I don't like massages
I know you
at
don't.
all.
Yeah.
At
Even,
all.
yeah, I know. I get you. Look how serious. Yeah, it's so weird because you're a man who's obsessed with tactile art, yet if a tactile touches you, you will die. You know,
Yeah, haymakers abound.
haymakers abound. Yeah, that's true. I've actually the only couple times I've ever seen Brooke get really physical was with I think who was it Tim Gross at one point pulled a bottle of lotion out at you once during a scavenger hunt, and you're like your hands went
Nels
up.
did.
Nels, you know. But yeah, I mean it is it's wild, dude. Like not the lotion thing, but
Well, that is too, but
well, no, but to see you get really actually mad is like it's a crazy thing, dude. Like, because I don't know if you know this, Brooke used to be an animal, dude, back in the day. This is the canceled portion of the podcast, by the way. So let's
With
tell some stories
like,
here.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like,
Well, Brooke's been sober as long as I've ever known him,
oh, okay. Oh, I get that.
and the stories
that.
about Brooke were legendary. Let's
Yeah.
say some of them, you know, nothing horrendous.
no.
One of my,
But just you were a fucking party animal, dude.
I drank a lot.
yeah.
You drank a lot.
One of my greatest friends in the whole world, I love him to death, got sober at like 16.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's 16, dude. Come on. But if you hear the stories, man,
Right.
there's a reason, and then when he got sober, he found that community and grew up with that community to a certain point, and it really did help shape him and stuff. But
Yeah, see,
It's
my community
nuts.
was full-on drunks.
Right.
yeah,
Actually, my community still is
It's still full on.
full-on drunks. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you were. When did you actually stop drinking? It was 20s.
23.
Yeah, you like when you did.
how have you managed to be around all these people?
Because he's smarter than us, and he knows. He literally looks at us and goes, "You fucking dum dums, dude."
No, well, I honestly, when I stopped drinking, I think that was the biggest checkbox. Like, can I do this?
Mm-hmm.
Was really, can I be around people who are
That.
drinking all the time?
Yeah.
At the house or at a bar or at a
Right.
show or whatever. Like, that's on
Yeah.
me. Can I do that?
Yeah.
And if I can, I don't think I'm going to have that big of a problem. And so that was it. And it wasn't a problem. You kind of live a little vicariously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're around like positive, good time,
Sure.
drunk people, you laugh along with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're around violent, drunk
Right.
people, then you don't want to be
Cokeheads.
around them.
Right.
You know? So the former is what we've always had around.
Right.
us,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
even-
the amount of times I've done ridiculous shit drunk at Brooke's house, and he looks at me and he's like, he just gives me a look. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna back it off. I'm gonna back it off a little bit. You know? Maybe I won't try to bend his sign over in his front yard, dude. Or jump kick a can off someone's head off his front wall.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck I'm doing.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but no, it's crazy, because I've never known you as an animal. You know what I mean? Like, and all Nels will get drunk and tell story. They all fucking tell stories.
Yeah.
know
If
what I mean?
you like, I
Was there a point where you're like, I can't after you did something dumb, or you just decide one day?
no, it wasn't. So, so I drank every day, but I used to like all good alkies would kind of go pretty hard and then realize it and be super hungover and no money and puking all the time. So then I would pump the brakes and I would I got into this dumb pattern where I would like stop for a minuscule amount of time and think that I was doing
3 days.
something healthy. Like I would literally mark. We had a calendar in our kitchen, and I would mark like, okay, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to start again here, and be like a week. And that didn't do any good. But in my mind, I was like, look at me, I'm adulting.
I'm
right
an adult.
now.
Yeah.
But then I would kind of, if I was going particularly hard, I would stop for like 2 weeks, and that was just enough time to start to kind of get it out of my system, start to mentally adjust to not being drunk every day while being around drunk people.
Right.
No hangovers, noticing I have some more money in my wallet.
Right.
But then
That's
I would
huge.
just start right again.
Right.
I'm just like, okay, the day on the calendar's here.
Zip. Yeah,
Yep.
here it is.
And so one day it was my friend Melissa. I was talking to her, I remember, on the phone. And I was like, this is bad. I'm going to stop for like a month. Yay. And she was, she was honest. She was like, you always do this. It's not doing anything. If you really want to feel better, why don't you make it something more
Like a year.
Substantial.
Yeah, substantial. So at the time, my birthday, I think it was 6 months away ish. And she said, why don't you stop until your birthday? And I was like, all right. Because quite honestly, whenever I would start drinking again after like a 2 week or 3 week period, I always felt kind of guilty. Like there was like oh man, like I was just
Is this an
starting to feel
intervention?
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay, we need to talk. We've gathered everyone you know,
Yeah.
including the dog.
Everyone that loves you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did. So I instead of going for like a couple weeks, I went for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then it was my birthday, and then it was like this party, and everyone showed up. Like, today's the day you're back, And so
Break
I had
the tanks back, dude.
I had one beer,
Yeah.
and it honestly tasted bad.
Bummed you out,
The
yeah.
guilt was just there. I was like,
Right.
I'm happy with where I am right now.
done, yeah.
I don't need this. I don't want this. And that was it. I had the one beer on my birthday, and that was the last beer I ever had.
That's crazy, man.
And it was more of just the kind of, I was proud of myself. I didn't miss being hungover. There's not many times where I'm like, fuck, I wish I had a beer right now. But like when we were in Europe was kind of a bummer, because we would spend the night at pubs in the UK, and like they would lock the place up, but everyone just kept drinking all night inside, and I'm the only one not. I was like, here I am in England. I sure would like to have a pint right now. Or something. But,
Yeah.
Once it's out of your system, it's out of your system.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's beautiful, dude. What's going on with the music? What's up with Spires?
Spires we have a new album coming very soon. We got the master copy back a couple days ago. Jason is in Europe for a few weeks, so we can't really do anything until he's back, obviously. But we have starting to book shows. We have a show booked next month, June 22nd. Their first show of the year. So,
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'm stoked. We got it mastered with this gentleman named Todd Tobias.
Okay.
Out of Colorado. He does great work. He's awesome. Like, I'm a true fan of Todd Tobias, and so for this to work out was great
Cool.
he got to work
Who'd you
on a
record?
record.
Did you guys record it yourself?
We recorded most of it ourselves.
Yeah.
We did one song with Toshi Kasai.
Oh, yeah.
At the Melbourne studio.
God, what a talented son of a bitch.
Yeah,
he is.
that was great. That we went in one day, soup to nuts, recorded, mixed, and got it done, and that was great. So got to play Dale Crover's drum kit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'd been there a few times before, but to actually go down and do it was neat, because there's been a lot of great records coming out of that studio. So
It really is.
so one song out of there, the rest we did ourselves, and I'm excited. I think it's the best thing we've done. Johnny Marston is playing bass with us, and
Okay.
totally added a different vibe. I don't know, like I think this is kind of a bass guitar album, honestly. Like there's the bass lines he came up with are awesome. They're just way better than, he put a lot of thought into it instead of just following along,
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm stoked. I can't wait for people to hear it.
When's it dropping? Do you know?
I'm not sure. When Jason's back, I know the CDs are coming out. We'll put it out online, and then we deal with vinyl. And I think there's a cassette label and blah, blah, blah. But I think we're going to just put it out there so that we can start playing shows.
Sure.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, man.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So,
sure, dude.
yeah, I'm excited. It's called Woke Up Strange. And soon is all I can say.
Well, fuck yeah,
Very
man.
soon.
What? So we need to get a couple things going. 20th year scavenger hunt.
Okay.
Whoever's writing the list, tell them to fucking hurry up. Let's do it.
That's not the problem, but okay.
That's not the problem?
Yeah.
What's the problem, you?
The pandemic and
No.
getting people wanting to do it. And
I don't know if you know this, but Fauci lied, dude. It's over.
Kenny, erection over there.
Dude.
Man,
Anyway, pandemic's over, dude.
Yeah.
Time to do it.
I'm just saying that's why it hasn't happened.
I know.
Okay.
But now,
It
Let's
still
do
is
this,
amazing. It's still.
I want to
blows
put
my
Jay in
mind.
it, dude. He needs to try.
Yeah. I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's ready.
He's,
I am ready.
yeah, he's there, dude.
Definitely ready.
He's on vacation right now.
This shit's so comfortable.
I actually bought an outfit that you're going to love for the first time ever.
Really? You gonna put some color on?
I'm going to put some colors on, dude.
Nice.
I like when Jay dresses up as like a cheetah or like the world's slowest leopard. You know, like
That's my favorite.
like diabetes panther or whatever. Like,
That's the best band name I've ever heard. Wow. Diabetic Panthers, dude.
roast mode.
See,
Roast
you
mode.
got that right. See, this is how it works. Yes.
That means I like you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes. Oh, and I love it. Oh, fuck. Slowest leopard ever.
That would have been good for the roast, dude. Yeah. Oh, man.
I have
that's
another
it.
one.
That's such a fucking
got another
bummer,
one? Get
man,
in
that
there.
we lost that.
I know. That was sad.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. We have some funny friends. It was great.
We do have
Oh
some
my God,
seriously
dude.
funny friends, man.
It was awesome. I didn't know your dad was going to be there, Craig.
That was rough, dude.
Oof.
He goes, apparently everyone thinks I fucked my sister. I'm like, oh! I'm all, but no. I mean, yeah. Ah! I was dying. I was like, fuck. Someone fucking said that, dude.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude.
I
That was
remember
the
I
worst.
said, I didn't know he was there. And then I said,
Yeah, I know.
he was like to my left. And I said, oh, hi, Mr. Casamas. Like, I haven't seen you since the wedding, you know?
Yeah.
And then I said, Craig's dad raised him to believe that Greek sex is a lot like Greek yogurt. The tasty stuff is on the bottom. And I looked over and he's just shaking his head.
He took it so well, dude, because, I mean, and the real thing is that he married his brother's ex-wife. You know what I mean? It's not like a fucking thing, but oh my God, dude, that was the only time I was like, yeesh. Fuck, you can say whatever you want about me, dude, but my dad might fuck you up. You know what I mean?
Your dad has a sense of humor.
Dude,
man.
he took
your
it
dad,
so well.
Your
man.
dad has a great
He
sense
thought it
of
was
humor.
super funny. You know?
Had a great
He
time.
literally, you could tell, like 2 days later, he called me. He's like, so what the fuck? I'm like, oh, God, I don't know, man. Look, I love you, dude. I don't know. I love you, Dad. I love you, you know? I love you.
You're the one that won the comedy ain't pretty, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm fine. I'm fine with I'll stand behind every one of my friends all day long.
It was
except for Jake Gallo.
really,
Go fuck yourself.
really am
Yeah.
so bummed that wasn't captured because it really was.
Well, it all started with Brooke.
Everybody.
It all started with Brooke because Brooke got roasted on his 40th, and it was such a good night, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, and fucking Nels and everyone there was like just on fucking fire, dude.
Yeah.
And I thought for my 40th, 10 years before me, I want fucking that's what I want. You know what I mean? And I'm glad we did it, dude. And for everyone who was there, it was awesome. You know?
If I had known about this thing and for my 50th, I would have tried to
Right.
figure something out, but
Well, we can roast you.
I
this.
couldn't. No, man. we're
55.
good. No, not yet. 54.
We should do involuntary roasts on
Yeah.
people's birthdays.
Oh,
Like a raid, but a roast.
Like yeah.
Break down their door and roast them.
Just show up at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, they're still in bed.
Full paperwork ready.
hey, man. That's a great idea.
That's a good idea. I know.
That really is a good
Whose
idea.
birthday's
man.
coming up, dude? Which one of you?
We don't
guys?
even have. It doesn't have to be that. We just let's draw a
Just in
name out of a
general?
Birthday,
hat.
schmirthday.
Yeah.
I'm saying like a Tuesday night.
Yeah. Seriously.
Involuntary roast.
Watch out, Spivey. We're coming for you. We're gonna show up in Lockwood Valley at fucking 5 a.m. going, hey.
You know who you look like?
Does Spivey still work on the sex farm thing? Is that
Yeah,
right?
he's still with sheep doing that thing. Yeah.
Sex farm.
He
I have
moved
no
his
idea.
son.
Yeah, he's up in. Isn't it like I don't know, so I'm not.
Yeah.
but he's a
Of all the people that
caretaker-
would get offended by this is Spivey, for sure.
He's a caretaker at a ranch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
but it's a
he's-
sex ranch.
Is it really?
Well,
what
I
do you
think
mean
it-
by a sex ranch?
I
'Cause
shouldn't.
in Washington State, a sex ranch is not the best.
Washington State? Oh, we're not.
thing. Yeah, bestiality is legal in Washington State. I mean, you said it was a ranch.
You've seen Mr. Hands, right?
Yeah,
I heard he filmed it.
yeah.
You talking about Spivey?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
only one
Yeah.
Spivey.
There's only one
Yeah,
Spires.
There's only one
You know,
Spivey.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother man right there, dude. I have
Yeah.
some,
I love him.
I've heard some incredible
love
stories
him.
about him.
I love that guy.
From Joe Morris, who used to be his roommate. You know what I mean? And,
Really?
oh boy, I'll tell you some off the air. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
All those guys are.
yeah,
you know.
all good times. And all right, man. Well, fuck, we did it. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm glad to be asked back, and here I am. I mean,
Yeah.
you know where I live. You got my number. Hit
Right.
me up. I think I'll be your Ed McMahon every now and then.
Absolutely.
Good. Get rid of
Why not?
Chris.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be nice.
Anything to get rid of Chris Fresh.
And keep it white. You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
There it is.
jeez, dude.
Yeah. Well, there goes the promotions. Later.